Meet my mentor in human potential. Greg Braden, 2020 Templeton Prize nominee. Greg Braden is a 5-time New York Times best-selling author, scientist, international educator, and renowned pioneer in the emerging paradigm based on science, social policy, and human potential. From 1979 to 1991, Greg worked as a problem solver during times of crisis for Fortune 500 companies, including Cisco Systems, where he became the first technical operations manager in 1991. He continues problem solving today as his work reveals deep insights into the new human story and how the discoveries inform everyday life policies and the emerging world. To date, his research has led to 15 film credits and 12 award-winning books now published in over 40 languages. Now, let's see my mentor Greg Braden explain the missing component of my self-care practice, where he explains it in an enlightened approach.
In 1991, scientists made a discovery, headway, that really opened the door to this conversation. They discovered every human heart, 40,000 or so specialized cells, configured in a way that creates a neural network in the heart. It's their brain-like cells, but they're not in the brain, they're in the heart. And it's actually called the little brain in the heart. What they found, what the scientists discovered, is that these cells think independently of the cranial brain. They feel and they remember. And what that means is every experience that we have, even this one right now, I'm registering this experience in 2 places. This is a good experience, so it's not a problem. I'm registering in my cranial mind as well as in my heart. But if we were having a trauma, it would still be registered in both places. And if I tried to heal that trauma only through thinking about it or talking about from my mind, it might feel incomplete. The healing may feel incomplete. And the reason is because I've only addressed what happened in here. I haven't addressed what happened in here. And we know this intuitively. I did an experiment a few years ago. Every culture I went to, and every age group, I asked little kids, I said, where are you sitting right now? Show me where you're sitting. And people say, I'm sitting right here. They say, right here. Or you ask the indigenous people, where do you live? Well, this is my home. And almost instinctively, we know that the heart is the seat of our existence, the seat of our being. You don't see them hitting their head, or their arm or something else. So when we talk about heart intelligence, what we're talking about is the ability for these neurons to communicate with the neurons in a way that is meaningful to those neurons. These neurons are linked to a wisdom, to an intelligence that is right for us. Mine is right for me, yours is right for you. And any question that you ask this intelligence, it will answer you in a way that will serve you in that moment. It'll never tell you to do anything dangerous or anything that would hurt anyone else. I'll give you a perfect example. I was in Australia over 9/11. Couldn't get back into my own country until the flights were flying again. And when they did fly, I was in Sydney, Australia, and there was a Boeing 747, that's a big plane, with fewer than 20 people that were going to come to the US. And there was, at the ticket counter, we were at the gate to board, and the agent said, there's so few people, we're not going to board by boarding rows. You can board this plane if you want to and go to America. And I said, well, you don't sound very encouraging. She says, I don't know what happened in that country. She says, but this plane's going to go there. If you want to go there, I don't know if it's going to happen again. I don't know if it's over, but if you want to get on the plane, get on the plane. And really didn't instill a lot of confidence in me or the other people that were there. I said, hold that thought, just wait a minute. And I stepped around the corner, and there's a technique where you can literally, you touch your heart like this. And when you touch your heart, your awareness will always go to the place where you feel the touch. So when you call your attention into your heart center in this way, and you slow your breathing, just a few breaths slower than usual. When you slow your breathing, it tells your body that you are safe. You're in a place that's safe. And when you're safe, when you feel safe, it's a switch. It's like an emotional trigger that frees the rejuvenating and the healing chemistry in the body, because the stress and survival chemistry is not needed if you feel safe. So when you slow your breathing and focus in your heart, that is the doorway, and shamans will do this all the time. Monks, nuns, you see them do this all the time, to that heart intelligence. And I asked my heart, my heart, is this a safe flight for me to take? Because my head, if you ask your head, this is so interesting scientifically, because the brain's a polarity organ, left and right brain. And there's always going to be a right and a wrong, good and a bad, success, failure. And if you ask your brain a question under pressure, your brain will go through the logic and the ego loops that will keep you from making the answer. When you ask your heart, the heart's not a polarity organ. So you consciously free yourself from those loops into what is called heart intelligence. And generally your heart will answer. The heart knows you very well. It's been with you a long time.
5 steps to learn to trust your heart. Began sensing the quantum life energy emanated from your heart. Step 1. Focus in your heart action. Let your awareness information to move from your mind to your heart. Result: try to unite your mind thought with the heart's brain. Wait for the shift to taken place. You are no longer engaged in the world around you and are now becoming aware of the world within you. Step 2. Slow your breathing action. Begin to breathe a little more slowly than usual, allowing 5 to 6 seconds for your inhale and exhale. Result: this simple step sends a second signal to your body that you are safe and in a place that supports your process. Deep, slow breathing has long been known to stimulate the nervous system, the parasympathetic response. Step 3. Feel a rejuvenating feeling. Your feeling is the key factor in this exercise. Action: to the best of your ability, feel a genuine sense of caring, appreciation, gratitude, and the essential factor, feel compassion for anything or anyone. Result: the key to success here is for your feeling to be as sincere and heartfelt as possible. As described previously, it's the quality of this feeling that fine-tunes and optimizes the coherence between your heart's neurons and your brain neurons. While everyone is capable of this experience, you may need to experiment with one of those processes to find what works best for you. Step 4. Ask your heart intelligence a question. Action: the previous 3 steps create the harmony between your brain and your heart that enables you to tap into your heart's wisdom. As you continue to breathe and hold the focus in your heart, this is the time to ask your question. Result: heart intelligence generally works best when the questions are brief and to the point. Remember, your heart doesn't need a preface or the history of a situation before the question. Ask your question silently as a single concise sentence and then allow your heart's wisdom to respond in a way that works for you. Step 5. Listen action. Become aware of how your body feels immediately as you are asking your question. Make a note of any sensations such as warmth, tingling, the ringing of the ears, and emotions that may arise. Everyone learns and experiences uniquely. There is no correct or incorrect way of receiving your heart's wisdom. The key here is to know what works best for you. Result: for people who are already attuned to their bodies and their heart's intelligence, this step is the easiest part of the process. This is an exercise in awareness for those who may have less experience in listening to their bodies. I tend to receive my heart's wisdom as words while at the same time, I'm feeling the sensations in my body. Other people never hear the words but experience a nonverbal communication only, such as warmth radiating from their hearts or their gut. Sometimes people feel a wave of peace wash over them as they receive the answer to their question. What's important here is to listen to your body and to learn how it communicates with you. Everyone's body communicates differently. I can honestly say that my heart's wisdom has never led me to make the wrong choice. And while I haven't used this technique for every big decision I've made in my life, I can also say with honesty that the only choices I've regretted are the ones I made when I did not honor my heart's wisdom. Now you have a step-by-step technique to help you feel empowered in the face of life's most significant challenges. While you probably can't change the situations that arrive at your doorstep, you can change how to feel and respond to those situations. If you haven't already done so, you may discover that your ability to access the wisdom of your heart, on demand, becomes a good friend to you and one of your most significant sources of strength in life. The consistency and accuracy of heart-based solutions empower you to face any situation, meet with any person or force, with a confidence that's hard to find when you feel helpless, overwhelmed, powerless, and lost. Once we learn the power of resilience from the heart, we can create it for ourselves, our families, and our communities, and apply it in our everyday lives. In this time of extremes, the self-confidence and trust we develop as individuals becomes even more useful, powerful, and potent when applied by our families, friends, and neighbors. When we share our healing insights, we find the answer to the question of what it takes to create a way of life that reflects the values we've discovered through our journey. After slowly start chanting Namo Maya Horenchkyo and send the resonance of your vocal cords inwards to your heart, you will soon sense an incredible warmth in your enlightened heart and a peaceful feeling in your mind. The time is now. Improve your power to flourish in life.
Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo.